Hi there, I'm Peg, and welcome to my studio. So if you're not already a part of Art Joyous Sharing Facebook group, you might want to consider joining us. Each month we have a challenge, and this month we are working on embellishments. And so I am going to do a journal page today that is embellished, and I'm not showing you how to make the embellishment because that may be something for another day, but I am going to show you what I do when I collage a journal page. Now I have several different papers here. This happens to be a book page, and I'm just tearing it down, and I will be gluing these things down. I have a piece of an old map here. I have some printed papers that I created some time ago. You know, it's just a variety, and I'm looking mostly for the colors that I want to put into the background. This green, the blue, the orange, those are what I'm looking for, the colors that are in that map. So this is a old paper from inside of a book. You know, this is just something that I'm recycling after I turned a book into a journal. And this is a piece of paper that I gel printed. I think it happens to be some rice paper and some more of that book paper, and this is another printed paper that I had done some time ago. And so now I'm just going to glue those papers down on my page. Okay, I've got a brand new one there, so I need to get a different adhesive. So I've got some jars that are nearing completion, so I need to use up what I have open already. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to spray my paper so that it's moist and it will adhere without a bunch of air bubbles and things underneath. I want to layer these papers, so I'm getting them overlapping and getting my page started. And these are going to, you know, they're not going to remain looking like this. They're going to melt into the background. You can see how I wet the back of this piece of paper. It's going down with the, I think this is a collage medium from Ranger. It's just a jar that I had sitting around that needed to be used up. And you know how we are. We need to use up the stuff that we've got on our desk before we open something new. So I'm going to use that and put these papers down. So I hope you enjoy the content on my channel. If you're new here and haven't subscribed, please consider doing that, and check the information box below, because that's where you're going to find all the information about the different links for the Facebook group and that sort of stuff. So if you're curious, that's where you can find it. So I'm going to continue to glue these down, get a good coat of adhesive on, and you know, get my pattern going here. I didn't follow exactly what I had done when I did the initial layout, but that's okay, you know, because it's all part of what I'm doing. I like the contrast between the light and the dark, and so that's kind of what I'm doing, wetting my paper, putting down the collage medium, and adhering all of that. Now this page is very wet because I sprayed it with water and, you know, put down all that collage medium. So I'm going to have to dry it a bit before I can continue. Those are just the papers that I had left over from my stash. Those will go back into my stash, and I am ready to dry this down a little bit and move on to my next step. Pushing out any air bubbles that I see with my finger and getting some gesso. This is just some white gesso, and I'm putting a glove on because I'm going to smear this around with my hand and push some of those papers back. I don't want to see necessarily the papers. I want them to kind of shine through the background here. So I'll push them through, I'll wipe it back, you know, like we do, push and pull on a page. You want to put something down and then you get the forward and backward motion. I could use a stencil to lift some of this with. I could, you know, take my baby wipe. Now I wring my baby wipe out to get some of that moisture out because these come out of the package a little bit too wet. So I wring out any excess moisture before I go to my page because that would be really quite wet. But you can see already how that has pushed that back into the background, and that's kind of what I'm looking for, is that push-pull. So next up, we are into drying mode, and you know that takes a while. So let me take a break here and I'll be back. Sorry guys, I was having a little bit of difficulty with the voiceover here, so bear with me and we will be right back with better sound quality. Yeah, something a little bit thicker to push through my stencil. And this is a stencil from my friend Carla at What If NC. She has this Etsy store with some really cool stencils, and I'd asked her to design some of these brick wall type imagery for me, and she did. So, I mean, if there's something in particular you want, she can do it. If you want to see what she already has designed, check out her Etsy store. That's What If NC, and see what's available out there. Okay, so I'm getting that texture. I think this is like a texture paste down on my background, and I'm really liking that. So there are Carla's stencils. Gonna tuck that one away once I clean it off a little bit. Got to dry that stuff. Yeah, this is the tube of dimensional. Yeah, I can't even think of the name of the stuff. Anyway, you guys have all that kind of stuff in your stash too, I'm sure. So you can use anything you like here. So once that's semi-dry, I grab some of these sprays. Now these are from Art Anthology. These are some of the sprays that I have found that do not clog like so many other sprays do. So I really like and enjoy using these sprays. I've had some of these sprays for many, many years, and they continue to work well. So if you're looking for a spray that I would recommend, I'd say Art Anthology spray is a good way to go. So I'm going to dry those down and add more layers and more layers. You know, we can't just let it go at one layer or two layers. We got to do 5, 6, 7, 8 different layers, right? Because we get that depth, and you know, where you can look through and see all the different layers, and you know, people wonder, well, how did she get that effect, or where did that come from? Now I'm trying some of these other colors to see if I really want to put them on the page. There's kind of a ferny green and a real deep blue, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I like those colors too. So I'm going to use some of those in addition to the ones that I already have on the page, just to give it a little more depth. And yeah, I've had that one for a long time. It's almost empty, but it's still spraying. It's still spraying, yeah. So gonna dry some more, and you know, I will continue to layer. Now we haven't even gotten to the embellishment part yet, right? You're just seeing me do layer and layer and layer for the background on my page, and I will continue to do that. I'm going to add some more layers of color with some crayon and with more gesso and that sort of thing. But I am creating a focal point with my embellishment. I created these embellishments, and it took me a while to create them because it's a jewelry finding that I have filled with an epoxy, and so that takes a little time to dry down, and I didn't want to make this video any longer than it is already, but we'll talk about these things in the group if you're really interested in finding out more about how to create some of these things. I'm also going to encourage people, because I want to do a hop with different channels and different people who are creators, whether it's your Etsy, not your Etsy, your, what do I want to say, your Instagram or your YouTube channel or whatever. If you have something that you've posted and want to put out there, we're going to do a hop and share those images with people. So, contact me, do me a direct message, and we will get you added to the hop later in October. So I'm just going to reveal the page, getting down. I tore a piece with the tape there. I got to glue back down in place. There's my embellishment, which is going to be the focal point. I've decided to use that heart because I really like that piece. I think it works well with the colors I have on my page. I'm going to get some crayon and go around the edge to get some depth on the edges. And yeah, that's about it. I'll give you some parting shots towards the end here. Be sure and check out the description box for the Facebook group. I'm going to glue that down with some E6000 because you need a good adhesive for something that heavy to stay on your page or on a canvas or anything else that you're doing. I'm also going to add a little bit of fiber to the corner of that. I guess, can you say corner? Does a heart have a corner? I don't know. To the top of the heart, and get a little more texture and something different on my page. So thanks for being with me, guys. I appreciate all your kind comments and the caring and the great community that we have at Art Joy is Sharing. You guys are the best. You are the reason I am here and producing these videos and sharing with everyone out here. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. So thanks, everybody. I will see you again soon with another video and with that hop for October. Go make some embellishments and share with everybody. Bye, guys.